Welcome back to The Uptake. This is Senior Political Correspondent Noah Kunin with an update on election reform bills moving through the Minnesota Legislature. Although the saga of the 2008 Senate race between former Republican Senator Norm Coleman and Democrat Al Franken has yet to reach an ultimate conclusion, the process from recount to election contest is already having reverberations on election law in Minnesota. Reforms proposed by Secretary of State Mark Ritchie were put forth before the Minnesota Senate State Government Budget Division Committee yesterday.
Senate File 1331, the main points of what the bill does is it would stop the processing of absentee ballots in the precinct at the precinct level and instead have absentee ballots accepted or rejected at a central location at either the county or city level.
I wonder what the impetus of that was, but anyway. Okay, but in the fiscal note, looks like it'd be covered by the Help America Vote Act account. Ms. Fraser, that's correct?
Yes, Mr.
So there would be no cost to the state because of this, okay.
Another proposed change was in response to the Minnesota Supreme Court decision, made during the recount, empowering campaigns to have veto power over which improperly rejected ballots would ultimately be counted. That power could be unlawful in future recounts.
A main part of the bill, it would lower the threshold for when a recount would occur from 0.5%, which is current law, down to 0.25%. And the Secretary of State's office told me that in 2008, that would have reduced the number of recounts that occurred in the state from 8 to 2. Obviously not the U.S. Senate race, which is all on our minds.
Other reforms were put forth, such as Senator John Marty's bill requiring automatic voter registration for driver's license applicants.
The bottom line, what this does is it takes its automatic voter registration at the time you register, and the biggest advantage of it is that because the data is entered automatically, it will save a lot of money for counties and local election officials because they don't have to hand enter the data from the voter registration cards.
The most radical change was proposed by Senator Ann Rest, instituting runoff elections in close statewide races.
If Senate File 791 was current law, we would have 2 sitting members of the United States Senate from Minnesota. This is a bill that sets an even closer margin to initiate a runoff election between candidates for statewide office. That is, it would be limited to the U.S. Senate, constitutional officers, and the judges that run statewide. The margin would have to be 1/8 of 1%.
This change is the only election reform proposed that would carry a significant cost to the state government. Rest's counter is that it would be an extremely rare event. Stay tuned to The Uptake to track these bills as they move through the Minnesota Legislature.